Yes, I am deep in space, getting ready to take you inside Interstellar with interviews with Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, Jessica Chastain, and director Christopher Nolan.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna give it something socially responsible to do.
Can't we just let it go?
This thing needs to learn how to adapt, Murph.
Gang, let's mask up.
Like the rest of us. This world's a treasure. But it's been telling us to leave for a while now.
Your daughter's generation will be the last to survive on Earth. You're the best pilot we ever had. Get out there and save the world.
Okay, so I guess first question for you are what are your views on space travel and the future of should we, spend money to explore there or should we spend money more here?
I think it and Chris said this earlier, I think it is inevitable that we will go further than the moon, that we will put men on another planet that's further than the moon at a higher altitude than we have so far. When is that going to be? When is that going to be necessary? I'm not sure. I also look at the combination. That's the thing. That's what's funny about the politics of it, You have to take care of what's right at your feet as well. But at the same time, you want to do more than just sustain and just sort of have control, do your best to have control of our civilization. You want to explore and see what is out there. I mean, one of the great things about this film is that it's saying the further out there that we go, the more that we understand it's about us right here, right now, and that actually we're responsible for it wherever we go. So, I don't know. Hopefully we don't jump on. If the premise of this film, which I'm not going to say on camera, it ever turns out to be true about why we might need to leave here, hope we don't get on the ball too late, to figure out how to do it.
I think my views on space travel, having finished the film, are it's not really a question of should. I mean, we're going to. It's just a question of, is it going to be in our lifetimes, my lifetime, or is it going to be further down the road? But I definitely came out of the process of making Interstellar feeling like it is just a matter of time before we spread out into the universe. I mean, it's there to be explored, and the human spirit will push us in that direction.
What do you think the future of space travel is, and should we, spend money to go that route, or should, the money be spent here, fixing whatever this is?
Well, I believe that, that's a very, very interesting question. Listen, I think we as human beings are natural explorers, right? And we're not complacent, and we want to kind of reach beyond our grasp. So I don't think that, the idea of should we do space travel, I just think it's we're going to be doing space travel. So there's that. And then I think there are also people on this earth, like myself, who I'm not so interested in getting into a spaceship and going out into outer space. So for me, a space shuttle, for me, I would definitely be involved with helping the planet right now.
Chastain's not going to space.
No, please don't invite me. I won't accept.
All right, Annie, let's chat.
All right. We're here. We might as well.
There's that sign behind you. So
and that one behind you.
That's true. That's true. So I guess the first question is, would you go? Would you explore what's out there? Would you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I would want to bring my husband, A, because, I love him, but B, because he's really interested in this stuff, and I know we'd have a lot of fun together, but I absolutely would love to go.
So, it raises issues. Do you think the views on space travel is, should we spend all this money to try to explore space, or should that money go into, helping our own planet right now?
The money I don't think is currently going to helping our own planet. I don't exactly know where it's going, or maybe I don't want to bring it up right now. I think that the money should go to whatever is going to ensure us having a better future. And I think that is education And I think that one of the great things the space program does is create educational opportunities and inspire people to a higher level of thinking. And I think that's a really positive thing.
What's one of, because last night you told a story about how people take showers in space, but what's one of the cool things that you learned, you know, just from working with astronauts or Kip Thorne about space and travel, things like that?
One of the cool things is all cool.
The coolest thing.
The shower kind of blew my mind, you know, but we had a screening the other night and we were underneath one of the Endeavour shuttles. And I think one of the things that's really struck me is how brave these astronauts were, because I don't know, I've seen the shuttle, like my little brother had a toy shuttle growing up, and so you imagine it looks like that. I sort of imagined it was just a shell, you know, made of metal or made of plastic or something like that. And like, you know, the impressive plastic. And it's not. The bottom of it is a series of ceramic tiles that have had Scotchgard injected into them. You can put your finger through them. They're that fragile.
That doesn't sound safe.
The outside of the shuttle is, I think it's made of Kevlar, but it's not metal because, of course, every pound counts. The hinges that hold the cargo load are so lightweight that they can't actually support the weight of the door that they're carrying out of space. So on Earth, they don't work. It only works in space. So basically, you describe those things to me, and I go, huh? I mean, that sounds like a suicide mission. But these men and women would travel in these things. They would float hundreds, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of miles above the Earth in vehicles like this, in space vehicles like this. And when I think about that, I think that's probably the coolest thing that I got, was how much admiration I have for the men and women who were smart enough to qualify to do that and then brave enough to actually go.
Everybody ready to say goodbye to our solar system? To our galaxy? Here we go. We're here. Want to get down fast, don't we?
Actually, we want to get there in one piece.
Hang on.
We have a mission. Our mission does not work if the people on Earth are dead by the time we pull it off.
Well, we got this far, farther than any human in history.
Oh, not far enough. Make it count.
Where's the mountains?
Those aren't mountains. They're waves.
Newfound appreciation for the environment and the world we live in after, going through the process of making this picture.
My view on that is that Mother Nature, the Earth, is going to be fine. It's us we probably ought to worry about. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going to beat her down. Now, I've heard it said, and it's said well by Chris, that the story is saying the Earth is kind of nudging us off, going, okay, we're running out here. You got to go somewhere else. But a lot of people have come away from this with an ecological message and saying that it does subtly pose that. I don't think that was deliberate by Chris to do that, but a lot of people, I've heard that a lot from people who have seen it.
What do you think happens when you go through a black hole?
What do I think happens?
You worked with that physicist, man.
Well, no one really knows. There's theories about what would happen, and that's what we tried to portray in the picture. Nobody really does know. There are some theories, and what you see in the films is close to what I would know.
Do you believe in black holes and life out there, from what you know from working with Kip?
I love the hand thing.
I know, I can't.
Believe in black holes and life out there? Yeah, definitely. Why not? I believe it's more likely than not, for sure. I mean, I can't tell you how, but I think they are.
So, just wrapping up, when you first read the script, yesterday you said you were like, it took you a while to get it.
Yeah.
So, what is it about Chris's writing and his films that are so complex, yet we're still so drawn into wanting to see them again, but also we're just like, huh? Like, I still don't quite get everything?
Yeah. Well, with Chris, he just takes you to another place. It's an immersive and transportive experience at the movies. And, you know, there have been a lot of movies that have been made since over the past 100 years or so, a lot. And some are incredible and some are not. And we've seen a lot of them. So we're pretty spoiled. And I think that's bred a certain level of malaise or cynicism. And his filmmaking is great enough, his powers as a filmmaker are great enough that he can cut through that and he can take, I think, especially with this film, the most hardened cynic and take them to another universe, all by the power of imagination. Just unbelievable. I think that is magic.
You just used your hands.
I did too. It's fun, you get into it.
What was so fascinating about our film too is that Frank, who did the special effects, took equations that Kip was working on regarding black holes, and that's how they made the visuals for it. And Kip had said, like, he will get articles out of that, because the idea that it was the first time it was visualized what he had researched. I mean, you never think about, like, making a movie and then having a physicist go, wow, like, I've never imagined it would look like that.
Newfound kind of appreciation for the environment, you know, and what we have here on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always appreciative of the environment, and what's kind of great about what Chris has done, it's not like just this obvious film about, it's not about climate change, it's not about like preachy film about anything. It actually, for some reason, the Earth is kicking us off. And the major problem that, and what my character's dealing with, I'm dealing with the agricultural crisis on Earth, which is what happened. Like, it's blight. It's what happened with the Dust Bowl. And Chris worked, he used Ken Burns' documentary on the Dust Bowl and actually used interviews from that documentary in this film. So I think it's a very man-made problem, and one actually that's been in our past.
I'm sure people have been asking this, but would you go? Would you get in a Virgin Galactic ship and fly away with Branson?
I think I would love to go to space. I mean, you know, that definitely. But as far as, you know, the position Cooper is in, it applies to all of us. You know, I have responsibilities. I have children. You know, I have a family, and so you would have to weigh all of those attachments. I mean, as he does in the film, which is hopefully why the film is relatable. But yeah, I would love to have the experience of going to space. I hope they make it a bit easier and safer within my lifetime. But there's a lot of movement in that direction.
Just wrapping it up, because I want to know, because watching your films, I feel you have to watch them more than once, because there's lots going on. But when you're writing them, do you ever kind of get confused in your own head, like, oh wait, no, he had been there, or they should have done this? Like, how do you map that out?
I actually tend to write, I will map things out diagrammatically sometimes, but I tend to write from the beginning of the script to the end in one very linear progression. And so I'll loop back and start from the very beginning again as I rewrite, rather than moving things around too much. And I think maybe, you know, if my films have been able to keep a thread for the audience, it's probably because of the linear nature of my process. I try to always imagine the film unspooling in front of me in that linear form.
Thank you so much. Love the movie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I needed...
I'm not gonna make it!
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You might have to decide between seeing your children again and the future of the human race.
We'll find a way. We always have.